Hey everyone, welcome to Nassau, Bahamas. We are here for one day on a cruise to explore this beautiful area, and we are headed out on foot to see what we can get up to near the cruise terminal. So come along with us and see what we find. The Port of Nassau, Bahamas gets a lot of mixed reviews. I've seen everything from people absolutely loving it to others sharing cautionary stories and some who don't even get off the ship at all. But we're the kind of travelers who like to see things for ourselves. On our last visit, we explored pretty far on foot and honestly had a great time. But we did wander into a few areas that didn't feel the safest, which is something to keep in mind if you're planning to explore on your own. So this time around, we're doing things a little differently. We're sticking closer to the port, keeping it more relaxed and showing you what you can do realistically without venturing too far, so you can decide what feels right for you. If you're heading to Nassau and wondering whether it's worth getting off the ship, this is what our second visit looked like, keeping close to the port, and I'll link our previous video where we explored further in the description below. We have gale force winds in the Bahamas today, so it's going to be quite a windy day with a high of 22. To plan our day, I pinned all our attractions with walking directions on Google Maps and then downloaded the offline map so we could easily navigate to our locations. We walked through the port area, and about 15 minutes away was our first stop of the day. Our first stop of the day is at the Pirates of the Caribbean Museum, and we're pretty excited to go check it out because we weren't able to do it on our last trip, so let's go inside. We just finished our self-guided tour here at the Pirates Museum, and I would say it's a pretty fun attraction, especially if you have kids. It does not take that long to complete. It probably only took us about 20 to 25 minutes max, and it was $14 US per adult to go in. So was it worth it? I would say it's a little pricey for what it is, but it's still a fun attraction to add to your itinerary if you're in the port. They also had accessibility ramps and an elevator if you needed them, making it an accessible attraction. There's also an outdoor area when you exit the museum that has some pirates hanging that you can take your photos with, and there's also some stalks behind me if you want to stick your head through and get a photo. So that's a fun add. I didn't expect that when we left. I thought when we left it was just over, but there is this little courtyard area. After visiting the Pirate Museum, we headed on over to Pompey Square. This is a small open area that has benches and shaded seating with a bit more of a local feel compared to the cruise terminal. It's an easy spot to walk to take a quick look around, soak in a bit of the local atmosphere, and it's not too far from the ship. And we learned that they also had a museum there, so we went inside to take a look. On our last visit, we went to the Fort Fincastle, Balcony House, and Fort Charlotte. We did not go inside the Balcony House. And this is a museum about the history of slavery in the area as well as globally, and it is a very informative museum. So if you are looking for another attraction to add to your list, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. It was $5.50 US per person, so $11 total, and it took us about half an hour because there was a lot of reading. They did have computer screens that played some videos when you clicked through. There was a lot of information, so you could probably spend much more time than we did there if you read every single board and every single computer screen that they had. I found it very informative, and it was really interesting to learn more about the history. So I would recommend this if you are in the area and want to add something that's close to the cruise terminal on your itinerary. Next up is the straw market, and this is a popular attraction for souvenirs. They have the market divided into 4 different areas, so they've got wood crafts, clothing, and a few other sections that you can check out. I didn't find it to be too bad in terms of being pushed into different stalls or booths to shop, but pretty much every vendor does ask you to come and check out what they're selling and if you want to buy anything. All the way around the perimeter of the building too, they have people asking if you're here to shop and they want to take you into their section. But overall, I didn't find it to be too pushy and it was a pretty good experience. We went in, we browsed around. I didn't purchase anything because I'm not really into souvenirs, but lots of people were, and they did have a great variety there. So if you are looking for souvenirs, that's probably one of the best places to go to get them. Plus it's a cool experience to go to that straw market. Just walking down Bay Street. If you're looking to do shopping, they have tons of options here. Down the main street, they do have a number of jewelry stores. So if you're looking for fine jewelry or designer goods, you can get them there. There's also more souvenir shops, clothing shops, etc. Plus, if you want to dine around, they have lots of restaurant options available for you to get a drink. There was a Starbucks even. So if you want to get Starbucks off the ship, you can do that too. And it's not too far away from the cruise terminal area, so you don't have to walk that far. Well, we came to Pirate Republic Craft Brewery, but unfortunately, it's been plundered and it's under renovations. And unfortunately, this is the second time we visited the island and couldn't go to the brewery. So maybe third time's a charm and we can try it on a future trip. On our way back to the ship, there are so many restaurants and shopping options. If you want to get fine jewelry or diamonds, they have plenty of stores for you there. Designer clothing and merchandise they also have, and then lots of souvenir options. Also, if you're looking to get some food or drinks, you want to have a nice little lunch in port, you can do that. There are lots of restaurants around this area. We didn't leave the island before trying a local beer though. We went to a little souvenir shop and got a bottle of Calic, which says it's the beer of the Bahamas, and we can confirm it was quite refreshing to keep us going on our sightseeing adventure. Next up on our itinerary is Parliament Square, and although there's not much to do here, it's a nice photo op. They do have nice pink buildings here with green shutters, and there is a monument out front that you can take in and read about, but otherwise there's not much going on here, except it seems like they're getting set up for some sort of event. There are all these risers behind me, so it is not making for the best photo opportunity today, and you can probably see behind me that they are setting up for some sort of event, so that's what all the fuss is about over here. Anyways, if you're more lucky than we are, you might get a really nice photo of the square and the buildings, but on this visit it was kind of a bust. The Garden of Remembrance is a lovely spot to come and check out. They have lots of palm trees here, some beautiful pathways and gardens, and it's pretty shaded for the most part if you are looking to escape the sun, so that's always something we like to know about. And now we are headed back to the ship. On our last visit, it was so hot and we did a huge walking tour on our own. So you can check out that video if you want to see what else there is to do that's within walking distance from the cruise terminal. But on this trip, we're trying to stay closer to the port and see things we didn't see last time. We do have gale force winds today, so it is quite windy, which I think is making it that much nicer to explore because it's only a high of 22, so it doesn't feel hot at all. But it's the perfect shorts and t-shirt weather here, and it probably would be nice over by the beach, but probably much more windy. And now that we've finished up here at Parliament Square, we are headed back to the cruise terminal, and we are going to walk through the shopping area and see what you can actually do inside without even leaving the port area, because there are a lot of restaurants and shops. So if you're just looking to get off the ship and get some quick souvenirs, maybe something to eat that's not cruise food, you can do that fairly easily. So we're gonna go see exactly what they have to offer. If you're just getting off the ship and planning to stay right at the port, just know this area is very touristy. There are a few maps posted around to help you navigate, which I did find very helpful. Think overpriced souvenirs, higher priced food and drinks, and a bit of that typical cruise port feel. That said, it is super convenient and feels a lot more controlled. There's a fenced off section just for cruise passengers with plenty of shops, restaurants, and places to sit and relax. You'll also find clean washrooms, and everything is really easy to navigate, so it's definitely the lowest stress option. So if you just want to step off the ship, look around, and keep things simple and safe, this area does the job. Just don't expect anything too authentic. This is really made up for ship guests and is very commercialized, with many of the shops and vendors selling the same things. So you aren't really going to get any local experiences here. But again, if you're not doing an excursion and don't feel comfortable wandering beyond the port area, this is an option that will get you off the ship. And a couple of tips. They also have a museum you can pay to enter here as a nearby activity, and they also have a taxi stand in the port area that can help you get information on attractions and set you up with a taxi service. We're on our way back to the ship after a lovely day here in Nassau, Bahamas. We did everything on foot and everything was a walkable distance from the port. So you don't have to go and do a tour if you don't want to. There's plenty to do near the port. And after visiting this port twice now and exploring on foot by ourselves, I would say that we've seen all that we can really see. So if we come here again, we would have to do a tour. We're about to head back onto the ship and they have both gangways down, so we are going to choose the one that's closest to us because we have done a lot of walking today. After we got back on the ship, we ventured up to the top decks to get some island views before we sailed away to our next destination. But if you're just tuning into my channel, be sure to check out some of my other videos from this trip, linked in the description below. Well, I hope you enjoyed coming along with us on our day exploring Nassau, Bahamas, and enjoyed seeing what there is to do around the cruise port that you can get to on foot. And as always, if you liked the video and found it helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification button because I have even more cruise videos coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.